Hustle. Giving a shout out right now to SPR, Sparta Low, y'all already know what it is. Source Name. Niggas be on medication.
It doesn't matter.
Am I lying? It do matter! It does matter! It does matter! Snake Nip Hustle. Big shout out to SPR, Sparta Low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.
On my mama, I've been hearing this name Virgil in association with Ye for a while, and I always just let the conversation go by without me getting any clarification as to who Virgil is. People refer to Virgil in conversations with me, and I just play it off like, oh yeah, Virgil. But to keep it to Google, I don't have no idea who Virgil is, why he's associated with Kanye, what they had going on, why it went bad. So when I seen this title, I said, man, let me find out. Finally, what's up with this Virgil? So with no further ado, let's see what Kanye West and Virgil have been up to.
Virgil Abloh changed fashion forever, but let's keep it real. Was he a designer or just the world's flyest copy and paste DJ? See, Virgil had a whole philosophy. Change something 3% and call it your own.
Huh? Okay, I learned something already. He was a designer. Let's go.
That mindset built Off-White, got him crowned at Louis Vuitton, and even made Kanye West shed tears front row.
I used to call myself the Louis Vuitton Don. When Virgil was at the house, there was a lot of pain and jealousy that I was dealing with. And also, I would sometimes get mad because I would feel certain designs could be better. This takes a lot to unpack. It's like the funeral has never ended. I wasn't allowed to speak at Virgil's funeral. There's a lot of feelings with that, you know.
Your feelings, everybody, you can't be trusted. Too unpredictable. You might have got up there and said some shit, like came out the closet and exposed you and Virgil's secret relationship.
But once you strip away the hype, the question gets loud. Was Virgil sampling culture or straight up stealing? And to really understand that, we gotta rewind. Because before Off-White, before Louis Vuitton, before the lawsuits and the headlines, Virgil laid down the code he lived by. And that code is where this whole debate starts. Virgil never came into fashion like the old guard. He wasn't sewing in some Paris atelier, nah. Bro was in Chicago, spinning records. See, Virgil studied civil engineering first, then architecture. So his brain wasn't wired for fabric. It was wired for systems, blueprints, floor plans, remixing structures instead of starting from scratch. And that's important because it explains how he saw fashion. Instead of I'm going to invent the next silhouette, Virgil was like, I'm going to take what's already built, shift it 3%, and stamp my name on it.
They say you ain't supposed to try to reinvent the wheel. What for?
Okay.
That's the 3% rule.
She took New York drill that is usually talking about very violent topics and made it just a thing about being a baddie and doing what she wants, taking that same soundscape and flipping it. Yeah. I was telling you, I think yesterday, about Virgil Abloh's theory of taking something that's already popular, and I think he called it like a 3%, just changing it a little bit and making it something that people already like, but putting your spin on it. It has a built-in fan base of people that already liked the original thing.
Change something just enough to say it's new. A stripe here, a quotation mark there, a bright orange zip tie on a sneaker, and suddenly, people swear it's revolutionary. And he was honest about it too. Virgil said straight up, right now I'm only interested in editing something 3% from its original form. I'm basically tired. Might be too old. Bruh compared himself to a DJ. Think about it. A DJ doesn't create every sound. They flip the records, blend tracks, recontextualize. That's
It's crazy, boy. I remember coming up, being young and hip hop popping, and our parents always saying, I know that ain't, you think that's a new beat? My daddy loved going finding the old record and showing me where they sampled the beat from. And I was thinking like, damn, okay, well, at least we doing something new with it or whatever. But now it's our turn. Every time I turn around, I hear a beat that made me think it's finna be a song from back in the day. And it's a flip. They flipping everything. They flipping all our records. It's just a new generation, same trend.
It's exactly how Virgil moved in fashion. Take something familiar, tweak it, and let hype do the rest. In this philosophy, he learned it side by side with Kanye West. Ye and Virgil interned at Fendi for just $500 a month.
How, Sway?
Imagine that. A superstar rapper and his protege working like broke college kids. But what they really learned wasn't sewing. It was how the machine worked, the hierarchies, the gatekeepers, the rules you could bend and the rules you could break. So when Virgil came back from Italy, he wasn't dreaming about original cuts. He was plotting a system, how to remix culture just enough that the old guard couldn't gatekeep him anymore. That's where the 3% rule was born. It wasn't just about design, it was about survival.
Is a 3% rule weird, real? Or is that just what Panda trolling calling it? And is that, if that is real, is that some like legal amount that you are required to transform something without infringing on copyright? They look like they could be related, Virgil and Kanye. Oh, mama.
From Pyrex to Off-White to the Louis Vuitton throne Ye thought was his. So now you gotta ask, was this genius minimalism or the laziest shortcut in fashion history? First stop, Pyrex Vision. Virgil walks into Ralph Lauren's outlet store, scoops up dead stock flannels for $40 each. He prints Pyrex 23 on the back, like Jordan's number, and flips them for $550. That's not innovation, bruh. That's resale with extra steps. And you know what? People bought it because Virgil understood.
You can't hate. How many people take Nikes and customize them with the paints and do the different designs? Dusto Doug. A whole lot of cough syrup. From what I could see originally, a lot of that stuff was printed on Dickies and stuff like that. I mean, it's the culture. It's us as blacks. We took a word like a hardy R and made it fly with an A. Facts.
The hype economy before most designers did. He knew it wasn't about fabric, it was about the story. This shirt is culture. This shirt is basketball. This shirt is rebellion. Boom, $550 gone.
How?
Then came Off-White, the brand that made Virgil a superstar.
It's to inspire kids. If you think Off-White's too expensive, that's great. You're supposed to make your own t-shirt brand. This project that was made to inspire. It to people that can't see it, it looks like something else. It's targeted towards the demographic that can afford it. But for that demographic that can afford it, it's meant so that you start the competing brand that's better than Off-White.
But let's be honest, even the logo was borrowed. Those arrows and stripes, straight lifted from Glasgow airport signage from the 1960s. Fashion sleuths put the pictures side by side. It was copy and paste with a luxury price tag.
Hey, bro, come on now, dawg. Come on, man.
Helly Hansen didn't play either. They sued Off-White in 2018, saying Virgil stole their diagonal stripe trademark they'd been rocking for 40 years. That's not a stretch. That's a receipt. And when Virgil finally got the Louis Vuitton throne, he didn't leave the copy-paste habits behind. Belgian designer Walter van Barendonck went nuclear. Why? Because Virgil's 2021 LV collection looked almost identical to Walter's 2016 work. Same primary color suits, same string attachments across the chest. Walter even popped out with a t-shirt that said, "I hate copycats." Bruh didn't even subtweet. He direct dissed him on the runway. And it wasn't just the big name. Smaller artists accused him too, like young designer Punk Z. Virgil meets him at a Paris show, sees his work. Months later, Off-White drops a design suspiciously similar. His mom went online like, "Virgil stole my son's dream." And that's the part people forget. When you borrow from the small guys, it ain't inspiration, it's robbery. No clearance, no credit, no check.
I really gotta quit Bush and look into whether or not Crayola might owe me a little change for that Beautiful campaign. Seemed kind of strange. Oh, my mama.
But the most famous sample of all, that Louis Vuitton throne. Let's keep it a buck. That was Kanye's seat. Ye had been fighting for years to be the first black creative director at LV. He collabed with him back in '09, called himself the Louis Vuitton Don, even had meetings with Bernard Arnault. At one point, Ye said the deal was basically done. Then came the breakdowns, the rants, the instability. LV hit the brakes, and when it was time to crown somebody, they picked Virgil. When Virgil made his debut, Kanye was sitting front row, tears streaming down his face. Most people saw a mentor proud of his student, but was it really pride? Or was Ye crying for the dream that slipped out his hands, handed to the man who bent his right hand? Years later, Ye let the truth slip. He posted, "Virgil let me down," and even F Virgil. So if Pyrex was Ralph Lauren's flannel with a remix, and Off-White was Glasgow signage with a remix, Louis Vuitton was Kanye's dream with a remix.
Hey, what's up, y'all? What's going on? We all know Kanye is a loose cannon, and if you put a mic in front of him, you have no idea what he's gonna say. Shoot, you don't even gotta put a mic in front of him. He just gonna get on social media and say whatever he wanna say.
Exactly why they didn't allow you to speak at the funeral.
But is that the reason why he didn't get the Louis Vuitton job? I think there's more to it. I think that plays a factor in it. But a lot of things that people aren't considering is that, you know, it wasn't just him that was like up for that job or up for consideration. You know, he feels like Virgil backstabbed him by taking that job. But let's think about it in a different way. What would you think if you were hiring somebody, right? And the resume that they gave you had the other person that you were considering hiring, they had their work on it. Like, wouldn't that kind of like make you think away? You see where I'm getting with this, right? Well, what I'm trying to say is that Kanye...
Definitely, I get it. Like, why would we hire you? Hey, would you mind introducing us or sending in the guy who actually did the work? Yeah, let's cut out the middleman.
I met Virgil extremely early. I think it was like 2002. It was extremely early. Virgil helped him with stage design. Virgil helped him with merch design. Virgil helped him design album covers. Virgil, whatever it was Kanye was doing creatively, Virgil was a part of Donda, his creative house that helped create things.
Damn, this was a good video, because now when I hear Virgil, I don't have to just wonder like, who was that? I have a pretty good idea. It was exactly, you know, the dynamic between Kanye and Virgil now.
So when we think about designing and like just coming up with these ideas, when you have a team with like Virgil on it and he's doing a lot of this work, like Virgil was like the Photoshop person for Kanye, along with many other things. He wore so many hats, and it's like, if I'm Louis Vuitton and I'm like, okay, you hired this guy to do all this amazing work that you did, and you want us to hire you when this person was doing this stuff for you, why don't we just go get him, right? Does it not make sense? And then you add on to the fact that, you know, he's a loose cannon, and the fact that he also doesn't know how to explain himself. I think when you're trying to be a creative director and you're trying to create this world around a product, that's probably one of the most important attributes that you can have, is the ability to explain yourself and to like cohesively build something. And when we look at just the bodies of work that they've both created separately, like you look at the Yeezy clothing line and then you look at the Off-White clothing line, Virgil just had more proof of concept. Like what he created already was looking like a fashion house. In fact, it eventually became a fashion house before, you know, LV sold it. They kind of did him dirty. But point is, you look at the two things that they developed, like you could say they're both projects. Off-White looked more like what the fashion houses are versus what Yeezy was creating. So it's kind of a no-brainer in terms of like who is more ready for the position.
Now, to be fair, Virgil never ran from these accusations. Matter of fact, he leaned into them. When people called him a thief, Virgil said, nah, I'm a DJ in fashion. Same way a producer flips a James Brown drum break, same way Ye chops up a soul record, Virgil said he was remixing clothes. He compared himself to Warhol. Remember the soup cans? That wasn't a new design either. It was a remix of everyday life.
Man, I thought he just morphed into Lamar Odom right there.
Turned into art, or Duchamp. Dude literally flipped a urinal and called it fountain. The art world crowned him a genius. So Virgil's argument was simple. If Warhol and Duchamp can repackage what already exists, why can't I? And
that's a hell of a dope concept, and I bet you can sell that at an extremely inflated price to take a toilet and make it a sink design. That was smart. That was hella smart.
honestly, a lot of people agreed. Fans said Virgil wasn't stealing, he was disrupting. He made quotation marks, arrows, and zip ties into the new Louis Vuitton monogram. That's branding sorcery. Even young designers defended him heavy. They said streetwear has always been built on flipping. Bootleg culture, DIY logos, fake Jordans, that's the DNA. So to them, Virgil wasn't lazy. He was just doing what the streets been doing, but at the highest level. And you can't deny the results. Off-White was everywhere. Rappers, athletes, influencers, even Serena Williams on the tennis court rocking his pieces. Virgil's remix turned into a cultural movement. So depending on where you stand, he was either a fraud with good PR or the only designer honest enough to say, yeah, I'm just remixing it.
I genuinely feel like Louis kind of shot themselves in the foot by getting someone as prolific as Virgil to come into the company. Because I feel like no matter what,
if it wasn't for Nipsey Hussle's campaign, when he said prolific, I wouldn't have known exactly what he meant. But because of Nipsey's campaign, I know prolific means influential. I knew it was a positive, powerful word, but I had no real understanding of the definition. And now it fit perfect context because they have been speaking about how influential Virgil has been this whole time.
Gonna be forever chasing that. And it's like, that nigga Virgil is too far. Like, Shawty was too different. It's like, to really try and duplicate that, or not even duplicate it, but to try and match up to that level of influence, that level of creativity.
Influence, see that? And to be deemed a higher level of different than Kanye and trying to occupy the same space says a lot about Virgil, because not many people are as different as Kanye. I'll just put it like that.
That he was bringing to the brand, I feel like it's just tough, you know what I'm saying, until I get on.
But here's the thing. Not everybody bought the I'm a DJ defense. Because in music, you sample, you clear it, you pay. Virgil, he was flipping logos and charging $2,000 a hoodie. That's why lawsuits started flying.
Music, you pay for samples, but if you can make an interpolation, you can get away, you can get by without paying. Ask somebody.
Helly Hansen sued him over stripes. Walker Wear sued Off-White over a logo they'd been using since the early 90s. Every time, same pattern. Virgil tweaks it 3%, slaps his brand on it, and boom, profit. And it wasn't just corporations. Smaller artists got hit too. Remember Punk Z? A young creative, hungry, showing work in Paris. Virgil meets him, shows love, takes notes. Months later, Off-White drops a design that looks just like Punk's. His mom blasted Virgil, saying, "You stole my son's ideas and made millions. That ain't homage, that's robbery." And then you had the big dogs clowning him too. Belgian designer Walter van Barendonk, bruh didn't hold back. He looked at Virgil's LV collection and said, "This man's talentless, a copycat."
Me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
Walter even walked out in a shirt that literally said, "I hate copycats." That's not shade, that's a direct diss. And trust me, in the fashion world, that cut deeper than any lawsuit, because that was credibility getting questioned by insiders, not just outsiders. But the loudest pushback didn't come from Europe. It came from Chicago. Kanye, that Louis Vuitton throne, Ye wanted that more than Grammys, more than sneakers, more than half the deals he chased. It was his dream. And when Virgil got the call instead,
Kanye was gluttonous for success. Sometime when you just can't get enough of a certain thing, especially when it's success. You'll go the route that Kanye is going, or has gone. Literal crash out.
That was the ultimate remix. Flipping a man's life goal and putting your name on it. At Virgil's debut show, Ye cried front row. The world thought it was pride, but years later, Ye told the truth. He said, Virgil let me down. He even dropped that wild betrayal list. And guess who was number one? Virgil.
Oh, Lord.
At one point, Ye even said on stream, who go against me be dead, bro. Look at Virgil.
Yo, what was that just said, oh, Lord?
He dead, bro. Dark, cold. But it showed you how deep that wound was. So yeah, Virgil's remix game made him rich, made him famous, made him iconic. But it also left a trail. Lawsuits, broken friendships, enemies, and a whole lot of folks who felt like he sampled their dreams without permission.
Then a year after that, Bernard Arnault could have picked anybody he wanted to be the head of Louis Vuitton. And who was it? And as I got on that flight, I knew I had to go. Because if I didn't go and give Virgil that hug, who was I then?
That dude is a queer, but imagine being a billionaire and still being desirous to have a job up under a non-melanated man when you should be through having jobs and thoroughly just providing them for our people.
So after all that, what do we really make of Virgil Abloh? Was he a genius or just the slickest plagiarist fashion's ever seen? Here's the bigger issue.
Yeah, he Lamar Odom reincarnated.
Is there even such a thing as originality anymore?
I've never seen it.
Think about it. Music has been built on samples for decades. Hip-hop turned James Brown drum breaks into anthems. Producers flip old soul records. They don't hide it. They celebrate it. TikTok, every trend is recycled. One dance blows up, then you see 1,000 remixes in a week. Nobody's calling that plagiarism. They call it culture. AI art, it's literally trained on other people's work. You type a prompt, and the machine spits out a remix of thousands of images it didn't create. Same debate. Is it innovation or is it theft? And that's why Virgil hits different. He didn't invent originality. He exposed that the whole system runs on remix. The arrows, the stripes, the zip ties, the quotation marks. That wasn't about fashion. That was branding, a code, a language. He turned the tiniest tweaks into a billion-dollar empire. But here's the catch. By making remixing look revolutionary, Virgil also blurred the line for young designers. He made it seem like stealing was not only acceptable, it was clever. And maybe that's why his legacy is so split. To some, he's the first black designer to sit at Louis Vuitton. The man who bridged streetwear and luxury. The guy who proved culture from Chicago could shake Paris. To others, the dude who built his empire off other people's work and smiled while doing it. So maybe the truth is this. Virgil wasn't original, but he was honest. He told us straight up, I'm a DJ in fashion. I'm flipping samples, and the world crowned him anyway. So the question ain't just about Virgil, it's about all of us. In 2025, with AI, TikTok, remixes everywhere, what even counts as original anymore? At the end of the day, Virgil Abloh was bigger than fabric, bigger than logos. He was a mirror. To some, he reflected hope. A black kid from Chicago breaking into Paris, proving the door could be kicked down. To others, he reflected the ugly truth, that height, branding, and connections matter more than raw originality. And maybe that's the real legacy. You can remix, you can borrow, you can flip the culture, but if you don't give credit, if you don't keep integrity, people gonna question what you leave behind. So let me ask y'all, was Virgil a genius who redefined fashion, or a fraud who finessed the system with copy and paste couture? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because I know this one gonna spark debate. And if you vibe with this breakdown, don't stop here. Check out the video that just popped up on your screen right now. I'll see you on the next one. Panda out.
Overlook my competition, never seeing them. I done trained my mind that I'm going. You could tell by how I walk, talk, I'm a boss. A east side millionaire, homie, what you thought? My life is a movie. Can't get close to me. They mad cause they can't be. I'm everything that they wanna be. Yeah.
This time around, I ain't moving with a gang of homies. By my lonely, couple bad bitches hanging on me. For sure, sharpshooters on deck though. Will I ever let my foot up off these bitch niggas' neck? No. Blue Bentley getting blunted. Wonder how it come to that. Can't let a rat do me like they done my nigga Thundercat. Baymax, place nothing above my paper. Couple slugs for the haters, but I love my neighbors. Point blank, do no subliminal dissing. When I listen, I can tell you never been on no mission. Sticking to the script, don't care if I offend you. Neighborhood crib, the marathon
I overlook my competition, never seeing them. I done trained my mind that I'm going. You could tell by how I walk, talk, I'm a boss. A east side millionaire, homie, what you thought? My life is a movie. They can't get close to me. They mad cause they can't be. I'm everything that they wanna be. Yeah.
On the east, the streets anticipate my new release. Legendary beast. Peace to Lil Tootie Reese. 97,000 in a day's work. It hurt to read the paperwork, we from the same turf. Talking super turned up to make things worse. Passed out passes in the past, I take the blame first. Go hard when I'm cleaning up the backyard. Queerdos sound like a queen trying to act hard. I represent the truth, we don't play by the same rules. There is no competition cause I can't lose. First is vicious, sell them like souvenirs. Blue diamonds in my ear, hella fly,
overlook my competition, never seeing them. I done trained my mind that I'm going. You could tell by how I walk, talk, I'm a boss. A east side millionaire, homie, what you thought? My life is a movie. They can't get close to me. They mad cause they can't be. I'm everything that they wanna be. Yeah.
Look here, the haters act like he don't know me. One man gang, I don't need no homie. On the 7 these days, they don't even see him seldom. Kind of money, who done touch more than me and Melvin? Anybody help him? Hell no, ho. Straight line dollars, they'll dog dough. SBI spot, can't never have it. East side legend like A7 Magic. Honcho hustle. Plus see the bomb in the booth. Counting coins like Chucky from Swan. How the most easy with the ends gon' bow down. Ballin' clowning like Benzo.
Overlook my competition, never seeing them. I done trained my mind that I'm going. You could tell by how I walk, talk, I'm a boss. A east side millionaire, homie, what you thought? My life is a movie. They can't get close to me. They mad cause they can't be. I'm everything that they wanna be. Yeah.
Giving a shout out right now to SPR in the streets, my niggas, spot low, y'all already know what it is. Sauce and air.
Bad bitch, she alright. She tryna fucking spend the night. I'ma take her ass back on the flight. We out here, nigga, trying to get right. Run down, we alright. Every day, nigga, I'm getting piped. I'm putting down. No, not like that, gang. I'm riding with my pipe, gang. I'm riding with my pipe. I'm riding with my pipe, gang. Fuck is you talking about? I said I'm riding with my pipe, gang. I'm Mr. Get. I was gonna say I'm riding with my pipe. I'm gonna say I'm riding with my pipe. I'm Mr. Get Right. So don't play with me, bro.
That ain't the first time.
No. I said I'm riding with my pipe. I'm Mr. Get Right. You stopped me before. I was like, feel me? Stop doing that shit, gang. You know what? I'm not doing that with you, bro. I'm not doing that with you because you be on that shit, gang.
Wasn't that puzzle? Big shout out to SPR, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box. Had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.